Hey, this is Bill for Sparky Channel, and today I'd like to introduce you to the brand new Generation 2 cordless Milwaukee Sawzall. This new Sawzall is called the Model 2821, and it's a little bit shorter and a little bit lighter than the Generation 1 Milwaukee Sawzall. Now, I've had this Generation 1 Sawzall for about 5 years, and it's been an excellent Sawzall. I've used it very, very hard. And one thing you can see right away is they both have the hang hooks. Okay, this one's just a little newer looking, but both models have hang hooks. Now, the weight of the new one without a battery is 6.8 pounds. The weight of the Generation 1 without a battery is 7.4 pounds. The length of the new Generation 2 unit is 17.1 inches, and the old one is 18.5 inches. So you can see they've really worked hard on getting the weight and size down as far as they can, while still giving you the powerful motor and durability. Probably the biggest difference is that the new Generation 2 has a stroke length of 1.25 inches, while the older Generation 1 model has a stroke length of 1.125 inches. Now, you might think that's not that big of a deal, but it is, because both of these units will give you 3,000 strokes per minute. So with this Generation 2 giving you an extra 1/8 inch of stroke, you got to say that's 3,000 strokes per minute times 1/8 of an inch. You see, so that gives you better cutting power with the new Generation 2. The warranty on both of these units is 5 years. Both of these units have adjustable shoes. You see, they both move to fit your work. You see, so that's a very nice feature there. And they both have LED lights to help you see your work in a relatively dark environment. Both units have keyless blade clamps so that you can insert and remove your blades with no tools. Another difference between the Generation 1 and the Generation 2 is the size of the case. It's actually a couple inches bigger in width and a couple inches bigger in length. And you would think that's not that big a deal, but for us guys that use Sawzalls quite a bit, it is. And let me show you why. Now we got more room for our blades. You know, it's hard to get everything in here. So Milwaukee is very nice. They must have talked to us. They must have gone out and talked to contractors and seen what we needed, because we need a little more room in the case. And I just went out and bought a new set of Milwaukee Sawzall blades, and look at this. I got the new Milwaukee Torch carbide blade. So I'm going to have even more blades to put in my case. Here's the new case. You see how nice and roomy it is? There's a button right here, and there's a button right here, and they are the shoe release buttons. If you depress them both, you can extend the length of your shoe. Here's a piece of cast iron pipe that I cut out from inside of a wall in a bathroom in a previous video. Okay, check out what the pipe looks like. This is the reason I cut it out. There's a lot of mineral deposits inside the pipe. This is why it wasn't working well for a bathroom vanity sink, and it had to be cut out. But this also makes the cast iron pipe much more difficult to cut. So you have to carefully select what blade you're going to use. You're usually in a difficult position, and you don't want to be there for any longer than you have to be. This particular blade is 7 TPI, which you normally wouldn't associate with a metal cutting blade. But it's carbide, and it says right on it, thick metal. So I believe that this is a proper blade to use on this old cast iron pipe with all the mineral deposits inside of it. So I'm going to put this carbide blade in the new Generation 2 Sawzall. And let me show you how to use the keyless blade clamp. So you just pull it back like that. You put your blade right in here and close it up, and there you go. That works really nicely. Keyless blade clamp, good stuff. So here we go. Okay, we have a good start here. I stopped and oiled the blade and the metal. Start again. Wow, that's really nice. That's a nice blade. I wish I would have had this blade when I did the actual job. That's down there in my hands and knees and belly and everything doing that cutting. So there it is. Nice, neat cut. That's the new carbide blade. Pretty good. I have put an 18 TPI torch blade in the Generation 2 Sawzall. So we'll see how that does. Put it right on there. What I'm finding is that the 18 TPI torch blade starts quite fast, and then it kind of slows down in the cast iron, whereas the carbide blade starts slow because it's wider. It's harder to get it started through the pipe, but then it's really fast. The carbide blade is really fast. So I recommend these 18 TPI torch blades for getting started, not the 14 TPI. There's two kinds of torch blades. One's 14 TPI and one's 18 TPI. For something like this, you want the 18. And this will get you started really well. And then if you can change over to the carbide, you can just blast right through it. So that's kind of my recommendation there. But this will get through it too. It's going to be slower than the carbide. Okay, I've put in a 9-inch long 5 TPI axe blade, a Milwaukee axe blade. And I'm going to cut 4x4. And this is pressure treated 4x4, a little harder to cut than regular 4x4. So, and this is made for wood with nails. So you can cut an occasional nail. Okay, let me show you what the 1 1/4 inch stroke length looks like. There you go. And also it has a very nice variable speed trigger. See, when you start cutting, especially metal, you want to cut slow, get a nice bite on it. So in conclusion, I really like this. I was happy with the Generation 1. The Generation 2 is even better. It's a little shorter, a little lighter, it's got a little more power, it's got a little longer stroke length. It has the same number of strokes per minute, 3,000. That's the same. But with a longer stroke length, that means you're going faster, you're cutting faster. And one important thing, especially with a tool that's used as hard as this tool, it has a 5-year limited warranty. And believe me, that's a good thing. I'll put a link in my video description for this 2nd generation Milwaukee Sawzall. Also, I'll put a link for the different Milwaukee blades you saw in the video. Thanks for watching.